Hello, hello, beautiful souls of And She Rises. I'm so excited to come live and talk to you, with you, about Stacie, who is one of my previous clients. She has been sharing with me some really freaking amazing things that have been going on in her life. And I really just wanted to bring her on and celebrate. So once she is here, then we will be able to go ahead and we'll be able to go ahead and get this party started. Hey, Stacie. Okay. Never done this before, so hopefully this will work. I haven't done this on Facebook. I've done it on Instagram. Hey, look at her. You look cute.
Hi, thank you.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I just want to like leap through the screen and give you a big freaking hug. I missed your face.
Oh, I'm so excited to see you again.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited that you're here and thank you for taking the time to hop on with me. I'm so excited.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm actually going to pull up my Facebook just in case because sometimes it doesn't give me all everybody's like comments and stuff. So weird.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Because I didn't even see your comment. It's so weird. Okay. So I'm so excited for Stacie. You guys, this is Stacie. Welcome. And I am so excited to have Stacie on. So before you hopped on, I was just saying that you were a previous client of mine, specifically in the Rising Phoenix, which is hands down, like I love all of my containers, but the Rising Phoenix is actually my favorite.
My,
And yeah, right? And I really just wanted to bring you on and celebrate and like kind of see where you were before like popping into one of my containers and like celebrate the crap out of the things that have been going on lately and like what has changed and like the transformation that has come. And so if you guys are joining us, whether you're live or watching the replay, because I know like time zones and like life and stuff, like sometimes that just happens. You are welcome to comment below, share like the aha moments, anything that is like super relatable, or if you're like, yeah, I felt like she felt, or like some Stacie says something that you're like, yes, I relate to this. And then also if you have questions for Stacie, make sure that you comment and ask as well because she's amazing and she'll answer them for you. I just know. So so yeah.
you might have to read comments to me because I don't know if I'll see them, but
Okay. Okay. So if they don't come on live, let's see. Yeah, because they're not showing up here. But then if you're watching the replay, you guys can just do replay below and then you can also ask questions and she's in our group too. So you'll be able to she'll be able to see those too. Okay, cool. Okay, so I have like some questions, but we'll just flow and it'll just be fun conversation. So I guess like enough of me blabbing. Tell us about you and like who you are and what it is that you do.
um, okay, so uh,
I know, right? It's like I don't know.
this
I
is
am
put me on the
all the
spot.
things and I'm
Okay,
nothing.
so I am just like a spiritual girly. Uh, right now, I'm trying to build a business with like a healing, it's a healing business essentially. I do Reiki, I teach meditation, and I do shadow work and all the spiritual stuff. So it's like that is healing is my business
Yeah.
essentially. And I'm trying to shift from the 9 to 5 um, into this healing business. So that is where I'm at.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, so um I'm curious to know because like I know just like reading from the form and like our conversations before, but I'm curious if you could share like what was it that drew your attention to working with me. And like even diving into what you had been experiencing or even feeling in your life and healing business.
So the thing that drew me into you was your pictures.
Ah,
Like, just like I'm not even gonna lie, like there was just like an energy in like your pictures, and I was just like drawn to you. And then I was like, I remember the Rising Phoenix pic, like you always had like the picture of you. And I remember it was always you in the shorts and the boots, and you were like, ah, and I was like, who is this woman? Like, I want to know her. I was like, this is the kind of girl that like you could sit down and just like talk to for. I was like, I want to know her. Like, I want to know her. And then like I would swipe through the pictures and like read everything, and I was like just drawn to you as a person. And that was why like I mean, originally signed up. And then I remember there was a couple, and the one that always stuck out to me wasn't even the one that was the most impactful, but it was the like limiting beliefs, and it was like I think the one that got me was, can't remember now, but one of the limiting beliefs, and I was like, oh, that's, you know what, we're gonna go with this program. And I just remember during the program, I was like, that isn't even the one that's the biggest with me. I was like, okay. I was like, I'm here for a reason.
yes. Ugh, I love that so much. And like that's one of my favorite things to hear is the energy because like energy doesn't lie and I'm so intentional about my energy. So like hearing that just makes me so excited. And also like I think it's a good reminder for like you, Stacie, and for like obviously anyone watching live or in the replay, like when it comes to us when we're like doing the shadow work when we're doing that inner work sometimes it's like is this freaking working and the answer is always yes, yes, it always is.
But you were also authentic. And I love that.
Yeah,
Because a lot of the people you see on Instagram, you can immediately feel it. They're not authentic.
yeah,
I was like, that's what got me. I was like, you have that energy and you were authentic. And I
yeah.
love it.
Yeah, thank you. And so I'm curious to know, like before popping into the container, or the program rather, what was it that you were experiencing in your life and even in your healing business with where you had been in your healing business too?
So it seems so far, like so long
Right?
ago, to be honest. And I'm like I'm trying to think back, and like I know where I see things in hindsight, but at that point in time, like I just had like this vision, and everything seemed to be so far away, so hard. Like I didn't have any details. It was so fuzzy. Like I just had this end goal of what I wanted, but it felt like there was all these blocks, and I had no stepping stone, no starting place. I just had this end goal, and and like I knew I was getting in my own way. I just didn't know how to get out of my own way.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the things that I remember you pointing out a lot, and I remember because I think it was just you and I on the call, was the good girl energy that was really showing up. Yes. That was one thing that I remember so much about you specifically was that one. Do you want to share like how that was showing up in your life? Also, imposter syndrome. Like, can we talk about all the programs that you were buying?
So the imposter syndrome, I can say, has pretty much almost completely disappeared. Like, I can honestly say, like, I have not bought a single program in like 6 months. And the last program that I bought was because I wanted it. It was for my physical health. It was a somatic exercise program to help with my hips and my back. So I can honestly say that was for my health, not because I felt like I needed it for my business. So yeah.
Yes, that's huge.
And so I am so excited about that. The good girl does still come up, but I have had so many huge breakthroughs on that. I was literally just talking about this not even an hour
Oh
ago.
my God, I love that.
Um, like I was telling somebody about how we had these breakthroughs and how it's still showing up like in hindsight and how I'm still like becoming aware of it and how I'm breaking through it and how it's like becoming so much a thing in the past. And I was just like, that one, I never realized how deeply ingrained it was until I've begun to break through it.
Yeah.
That was the one that I never saw coming.
Yes. Yeah. And what I love about this, and I know that you know this too, like healing comes in layers. And like the work that we do together, the work with that I do, like in the Rising Phoenix, in the Untamed Healer, in the membership, like it's all like the Rising Phoenix is definitely like the next, like it's like top tier. Like let's dive in. We are pulling it all, like no curtains, like it's coming back. But like it's it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I've pulled the string and now like as it comes unraveled, I have the tools and I'm aware, and that awareness piece, like you're like, oh, I'm doing this thing and now I know how to shift, right?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it's amazing because once I made that first shift, once I brought it up and realized it through the Rising Phoenix program, the domino effect was huge. And every time I take that one next little piece, it just escalates the positive changes in my life. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So I can't believe it.
Yeah. Like the quantum leap, and I'm so excited to talk about this too, but like quantum leaps that happen, like I'm like mind blown and jaw on the floor. And at the same time, I'm also like, of course, because you showed up and you did the work and like you trusted yourself and like just leaned in. And that is so powerful in that proof. Like when I talk about like the embodiment and the becoming her and like this energy of like moving things around and shifting, this is exactly what happens. And you don't see it when it's happening. But then you look back like that hindsight 2020 that you talked about, it's like, oh, of course.
Right?
Yeah. And like what you mentioned about the programs, like you buying one. So just kind of like a little background around that was Stacie had been buying several different programs of like different healing modalities and things of that nature, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. And it was like when I talk about, I had a podcast episode on this actually. It's like you're already qualified. And it's like, okay, well, it's fun to purchase all of these programs and stuff when it's in alignment, but we don't need to do specific programs to prove how magical and powerful that you are. Yeah. Yeah.
The number of certificates that I have and like certifications and like when I say I'm a multi-Reiki master, I have like 6 Reiki masters. It started to get a little disgusting at a point. I was like, okay, I have all these certifications. Like, why am I not doing anything with it? And I was like, well, like I don't feel qualified enough. I don't feel knowledgeable enough. And it was definitely imposter syndrome because I was like afraid that I didn't have the right certification or the right knowledge to do something. And it was terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was also like, it was like I just remember your notebook of like all the different things. And I was like, wow, let's have a conversation around this, girlfriend.
Yes, there was a notebook.
Okay, so what was your favorite part about our time together? And then also what surprised you?
Um, I think my favorite part was probably some of the like exercises that you taught me to like release the different like mindset issues that I had because like I still use some of them.
Yay.
Um,
Yeah.
like they still come in handy,
It
and um, like I like the bubble popping.
is. I love
Like
that.
it's fun. Um, and I would say definitely like the thing that I would say what surprised me the most is how like profound some of this stuff was still to this day. Like how I still like yes, I no longer feel the imposter syndrome, but like looking back, I never realized just how bad it was in my life. And like I never realized how bad the good girl syndrome was in my life. Like it I never like I'm still surprising myself by how deeply ingrained some of this stuff was and how affected I was and how freeing it feels.
Yeah.
Like that huge shift.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I'm watching you talk and like you're literally glowing.
Oh, that's just my ring light.
That's not true. Energy is energy. um, so okay. And tell me about like um how life has been different since working with me and like what's changed.
Okay. Well, the first change was after I finished the program, I finally did my first TikTok live. I had been capable of going live for about 2 years, and I finally bucked up the courage and did my first TikTok live meditation, and it was scary as hell. um, but it was also like so exciting and empowering because like once I did that, I had a couple of people join, and so I did it a second day. And here we are. I've been doing them almost every day since August. And I've built up a little following of people who join me every day. And I now post them on YouTube. I post them. I got approved as an Insight Timer app teacher. I'm about to do my first in-person class at the end of the month, which is like huge.
So amazing.
I am so excited because it's at a shop here in North Carolina, and they also want me to come in and do Reiki for them because they don't have a Reiki master. And that's just like a huge opportunity for me because that is like the direction that I really want to go.
Yeah.
Um, and then, because I've been building up this following online and now taking it into a real, like a in-person status as well, I've been creating um, a mentorship program that would also give somebody, if they take it, a 200-hour yoga certification and meditation teacher certification. So I am like super excited about being able to help people heal on mind, body, and soul level. So I'm just, it's exploded.
Yes. Literally, like every couple months we're like connecting and you're like, and so this thing happened and I'm like, Stacie. Ooh,
Yes, I know. I feel like every time I talk to you, it's because like one small step has just like bloomed. And I'm like, oh, by the way, because of your program, this huge thing has happened. Oh, by the way, because of that huge thing that happened, this other huge thing has happened. And it all stems back to you.
um, and like thank you for that. And also it's like entrusting yourself and taking that uncomfortable leap of faith because I get it. Like investing in coaching is terrifying sometimes. Like it's super uncomfortable because it's like, you're making an investment in yourself and it's not something I take very lightly at all when it comes to those that really entrust me. So
Yeah, but I think it was like, I had just moved out of Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
and I moved from Pennsylvania to Tennessee and Tennessee to North Carolina, all within 1 month. And I was just getting ready to, I just started a new job, and it was like, I don't know, everything just aligned.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, I knew it. Like it was scary, it was weird, it was new, but you know, you were posting about it, and something just said it was right. It was what I needed, and I just trusted it.
Yeah. I love that so much. So um you've got this opportunity for an in-person meditation class that you are doing, as well as like Reiki, and you're building out like a really cool opportunity for mentorship with certifications ingrained in that, which is so cool. And I really feel like, I know that we joked and we talked about like we don't need like another certification to prove ourselves, right? But like also there's an alignment piece that happens too. And certifications, like I feel like for those of us that are um running certification programs, like those are really something I think that are game changers for our life and our business, especially when it's in alignment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see if there's any questions that came up. Is there anything that you're feeling called to share or that I didn't ask you that you were hoping to be asked?
So this is kind of a funny story that ties into like a hindsight of what I've learned since your program. Um, so I was recently up in PA visiting my family. Like when I say recently, it was the week after like January 1st. So this
Mhm.
is very recent. And I we were driving through one of the towns that I had driven through like hundreds of times.
Mhm.
And I looked over at my fiance and I was like, babe, I just realized something. I have driven this road hundreds of times in my lifetime. And I always imagined that I would have a shop here. Like this was my big dream, my big scary dream here, that I would have like a holistic shop. This is where I thought I would end up. It would have the Reiki, it would have the massage, it would have meditation classes, yoga classes. Like this is what I thought my big scary dream would be. And but then we moved to North Carolina, and I did the program, the Rising Phoenix, and my big scary dream got bigger during that program. He goes, "Yeah, I remember." And I said, now my big scary dream is to have 11 acres and to have the the Reiki and the massage, but to also be able to help people and to have retreats and to let people come live there that need a place to stay, and to help offer transition services, and to offer resources, and to take people in that need it, and to offer rituals, and to do all this other stuff to help them heal mind, body, and soul. I was like, that's my big scary dream now. And I was like, that occurred during the Rising Phoenix program. And he goes, I remember that. And I said, living in PA, my big scary dream was limited because of my mind, but also my space where I
Yeah.
live. And when I moved out of Pennsylvania and then did this program, not only was my physical space opening me to new possibilities, but so did the program. And I was like, here I am now that I've opened my mind and opened my, you know, physical abilities. I'm like, it's amazing what I'm accomplishing too. And I was like, all of that because of a mind shift.
Yeah.
And it all occurred, you and I talked about
Yeah.
that because I expressed that dream to you during the program.
I
And I was
remember that was
like,
like,
yes, because I remember telling you my original dream, and I remembered when it expanded, and I was just like, wow, like I never realized how limited I was until I was driving that road where I always imagined that little shop would be. And now I'm like, wow, to see the difference between where I was physically and mentally to where I am now physically and mentally,
Yeah.
it blew me away.
Yeah. Isn't that so freaking cool? Because it's like, again, it's like that hindsight is 2020, where it's like, I'm not even sure how you put this into words, but something I've been saying a lot lately is what got you here won't get you there. And sometimes we don't even realize where there is. And when we clear out, when we do the shadow work with the past life healing, the inner work, imposter syndrome, all of those things, when we clear that away, it makes space. Oh my gosh, look at this. I don't even I don't even remember this being down here. It makes space for our dreams. Oh, yeah. It's like little insect cones. I'm like,
Nice.
I haven't been in this room for a while because I've been sick and like moving and working in other places in the house. That's so funny, but like it makes space for our dreams and um yeah, that was really funny. Uh but yeah, and when you move too, and like I think that sometimes we get so comfortable with the known, like
Mhm.
this is my reality and like this dream feels so uncomfortable and I know I can do it. And then when we're pushed outside of our comfort zone, it is scary as hell. And also it's expansive on so many different levels. So I love that you got to have that and that have that moment with him too. Yeah. How has it changed like your dynamic of your relationship too?
Well, it's funny because Sunday was the first time that I, took the time and like explained this mentorship program to him. And like up until recently, he's always been supportive but skeptical. Like,
Yeah.
are you really gonna make money? Like, is this gonna be something? Um, and like when I first got the news about the meditation classes and the Reiki, he was like, "Oh wow, like you're onto something." But when I sat down and I explained the mentorship program and I showed him like all of my like syllabus outline and like all of my program details that I've written out over the last 2 weeks and like I showed him everything that I had written down already. He just looked at me and was like, "Wow." Like he was blown away. He was like, "You're really going to do this. Like you really got something here. Like this is something." And he was just like, you could see like a hint of amazement in his eyes. Like he was actually like amazed. And I was like, "Ooh, like look at that. I surprised you."
Oh my gosh.
I was proud of myself.
Yeah, that is so awesome. And it's so cool to see like your reality, like as you've been working on your reality, right? Like you've been manifesting and bringing all of these things into your current reality. And then now that it's like manifested into something tangible and like not like sometimes our partners, like my husband is 100% like next to me, like linked arms, let's go. I don't know what any of this means, but let's go. And I'm like, but when they see it, when they see that sparkle as well, that's a game changer. Yeah.
Like he's never been like a complete downer, but he's always like supportive but realistic. Like, how are you gonna make money doing this? Like, are you gonna still be working? Like, am I gonna support you? Like, have you thought about these tough questions? And I'm like, no, I'm gonna do this. Like, this is gonna be a thing. And one day you're gonna come back and you're gonna be like, you were right. And the other day, I looked at him and I was like, all right, baby, tell me I was right.
Yeah.
And he was like, you were right.
Oh my gosh, I love it so much. That is so great. Oh, anything else that you want to share before we hop off?
I don't have anything unless you have any other
No,
questions.
I don't think I do. Well, a couple different questions though. One popped into my head a little bit ago, but When do you think you're rolling out your mentorship? And is it going to be something that's going to be like an online capacity as well, or in person only?
So the goal is to have it ready by May 1st. And the reason that I want to do that is because I have been receiving a lot of like information that there's going to be a huge spiritual awakening during the solar eclipse. Saying it.
Mm.
So I want to have the program up and ready for our new group of spiritual awakening
Um,
newbies.
I love
So
that.
I want to be there to, support our new people who are going to need it. So I want to have it ready for May 1st. And it is going to be online. And I'm going to be doing like a mix of live and like coursework, like a pre-schedule. Like it's going to be available in like chunks, not all at one time, but then also live stuff as well.
Amazing. Amazing. Okay. And um, let I'm gonna have you share your handles as well. But I'm curious for you, what does being like the untamed, because my podcast is the Untamed Healer, my like when I think about like what I am supporting healers rise into is like this untamed energy of what it means for us to step into our own power, that rising phoenix energy. So what does that mean for you?
Um, I think for me, stepping into like being the rising phoenix, being the untamed healer is just stepping out of the norms and not listening when people tell you no, when people tell you you can't, and finding your voice. And that's the most important part, finding your
Yeah.
voice.
Yeah. Yes, I love that because sometimes I know it can be, I know for like for me specific, like our energies are so different. Like you are a little bit more like softer spoken, like you have like this like loving, like almost like this like what's your sign?
My sun sign?
Yeah.
I'm a Libra.
Okay. And what's your rising?
Gemini.
Okay, well, there's our connection. Yes. But like you just have like this loving energy to you. I was like, do you have some Cancer in your chart? Because that's what it feels like to me.
I'm a Pisces moon.
Okay, there it is. Yeah, yes. And so it's like when you look at somebody that's a Gemini sun and Aries rising, you're like, I can't be untamed like her. And I never want people to be untamed like me. That would be boring to have a bunch. First of all, I mean, having too many Geminis might be a lot. It's like seeing that beautiful dynamic of like, you know, what it looks like for you versus someone else is really amazing and empowering. So Stacie, thank you so much for hopping on. I am so excited. Obviously, Dad, keep me posted as all the things come on. Where can people find you on TikTok and on Instagram?
So all of my stuff is under Stacie Leanne LP.
Okay,
So I'm the same everywhere.
perfect. And I will put that in the comments as well. And I will tag you in this. That way, if anybody has any questions, they can ask away. Yay! Thanks again for hopping on. Yeah, you're welcome. And I hope you have the most amazing day ever.
Thank you so much. It
Yeah,
was great
you're
to
welcome.
meet
Yeah.
you.
Bye.
Bye.